Thank you for joining. Steve Ben-Nun here with Israeli News Live. As we mentioned to you, those of you here on Patreon, Israeli News Live, former military space head Israel is losing its edge. This is an old article from 2011, but we're talking about none other than Professor Chaim Eshed. He's newly retired Chief of Defense Ministry of Space Division, says Israel must increase funding for research. Well, he's just come out with a major bombshell of information. And I have a good friend that I have to thank over in Israel, Israeli journalist that shared that information with me. Can't mention his name here, but I'd love to. And I want to read to you what he sent to me. And actually, I'll share it with you so you can see for yourself what was actually said. And he said, Professor Chaim Eshed, who headed the Israeli space program, and he also was the father of the Ofek satellite, confirms with complete confidence the existence of aliens and cooperation with them. And these are his statements on the subject. Now, I have no idea when the statements were made. I'll try to get some clarification on this. He said the UFOs have asked not to publish that they are here. Humanity is not ready yet. Trump was on the verge of exposing them, but the aliens and the Galactic Federation said, wait, let the winds calm down first. They do not want to cause us mass hysteria. They want to make us sane and understanding first. They have waited until today for humanity to evolve and to reach a stage where we will generally understand what space and spaceships are. I sit here and I think about this as I'm reading this, about how I already know that the United States also has, there were our own space program. We have a base on Mars, as I've been told from inside intel sources in the U.S. government. But let me just continue on. There is an agreement between the U.S. government and the aliens. They also signed a contract with us for conducting experiments here. They, too, are researching and trying to understand the whole fabric of the universe, and they want us as helpers. Maybe this is the reason why they want to put this little nanotechnology inside of your brain. And believe me, you don't need that little vacuum cleaner injection in your arm to get that. They can do the little swab back there on the inside of your little brain. When they stick that swab way up there, they got those little nanoparticles on that little Q-tip they stick in there and puts those little aluminum particles, little nanoparticles right into your brain. Maybe that's experiments they wanted to conduct, right? There is an underground base in the depths of Mars, he says, and there are their representatives and also our American astronauts. I didn't even read that part yet. I had told you guys that. If I had come up with what I say today 5 years ago, I would have been hospitalized, he goes on to say. In every academy that I published information about it in the past, they said, this guy went crazy. Today I hear people speak differently. I have nothing to lose. I've received my degrees and awards, and I'm respected in universities abroad, and the attitude towards the subject also changes there. Well, Professor Chaim Eshed, I have to agree with you. A lot of people think I'm nuts for saying anything about these things as well, but I'm so glad to see that you said there is an underground base in the depths of Mars. That's interesting. In the depths of Mars, there are their representatives and also our American astronauts. So that's why we're at Mars. Well, what do you know? I think it's very interesting. I hope it's a blessing to many of you listening tonight. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live here on Patreon.